Hello, viewers, watchers, spectators, audience, friends, family, loved ones, any and all. Welcome back to Demon Adventure, Hell Adventure, Desmond Souls. I gotta stop using that one. I gotta come up with one for the start of each new session. But once again, we get to do this at the start. I get to go, hey look, that's a lot of levels, because I did some more off-screen grinding. This is probably the last major amount I'll need to do. This is a higher level than anyone typically beats this game at, unless you do farming. I was originally just gonna cap it at like 35 in every relevant stat, so vitality, endurance, strength, and dexterity. But I ended up focusing on endurance because I wanted to try to get us to a point where we can take off this equip load increasing ring and we can experiment with some more rings easily. Like 40 endurance alone is where I stop getting, my stamina bar stops getting bigger. Those extra 5 points, that was just equip load. But that's because there's some really heavy armor I would like to wear later on. That'll be very, very cool. Oh, this spot is so bright. As well as we're wielding some like not super light weapons. Okay, so some other things that happened. Maxed, I think this was maxed last time we played. I don't actually remember exactly. The shield is 9+ now. I don't remember if that was the case before, but it is now. The winged spear is also maxed. I've got the 2 quality swords, both not maxed, but both 1 from max. And I think, let me check our...
What was that about, running off like that?
I don't know, man. Whatever. Dragon Longsword, 5+. Ignore those. There was another thing. Put the Crushing Mace away because the Meridian Hammer is just it, but better. It's a little heavier, of course, but it's better. What am I looking for? Spear. That's right. I experimented with a sharp to wing spear. It's not fully leveled up because I can't access enough blade stone to make it happen, but that's something I'm experimenting with because I'm curious if we get to like 40 dex, if it will outscale the just standard winged spear we have leveled up. So that's what that was all about. And our collection of Meridian Hammers, 1 for every day of the week.
You have a heart of gold. Don't let them take it from you.
You gotta get some new material, man. But anyways, yes, so this is a very high endurance level. Seems excessive. I'm probably even gonna take it up to 50 later with a little bit of farming, just because that equip load. Cat, you better not be eating plastic over there. I hear you. Silly cat. The equip burden in this game is so strict. I think Dark Souls starts you at 50 flat for most classes, or a little below 50. Oh, it's taken so long to get to just 74, like, base equip burden with this character, but whatever. We're getting there. So much just to wear armor. Even as you can see, I'm wearing the plate gauntlets and plate leggings instead of the fluted ones because they're just a bit lighter. Just a bit lighter, and that lets us take off the ring at the moment. I think we're like 1 or 2 pounds short, which is why that's like just enough to make it work. But enough stat talk. I want to talk a bit about the area kind of as a whole. that we've been in this mine. This is, like, I think I mentioned this before. It's not my favorite area in the game for a couple different reasons. Like aesthetically, as well as just like some of the enemies you find in it. My favorite part of it is probably either Blacksmith Ed or Flame Lurker as a boss. Flame Lurker is very fun. It's probably one of my favorite bosses in this game. But like aesthetically, the way you traverse it, this area just ends up being kind of frustrating. And I'm hoping that, like, with what happened in the last episode and then the episode before that, I'm hoping being as overleveled as I am, as well as more ready for this experience, the remaining levels don't go like that. And we may not be playing as in human form as much because of that. Maybe in certain areas. Like in World 3, I could definitely see myself playing in human form just fine. And even possibly in World 4, but World 5, that's another risky place. But anyways, as a whole, so the first level, I think, is a big intention of it is showing off the degradation of Boletaria, or like the glowing capital of Boletaria. I forget where we read it description-wise, but I believe it said somewhere that it was like a city of miracles, or it was regarded as like almost like a mythical place. Like the stuff they were doing in Boletaria is insane. And with that being the case, what we saw of them overtaking the Stone Burrow mines, that seems to be, I guess, like from a world building perspective, it's like, oh, how is Boletaria getting the materials to make all these big legions of knights and all these trebuchets and this crazy massive super city? And I think that this place is the answer. We can see on the knight's shield here, a shield of the Boletarian Knights, proof of their commission from the king. Using Stonefang's hardened iron, it is heavier and stronger than a regular metal shield. And we don't have it, but I believe the knight's sword would say something very similar about its iron being sourced, like the special hardened iron it uses being sourced from Stonefang specifically. Now, from a world building perspective, that's great. It's good to have that as like a supporting thing for Boletaria. It makes these places more connected, and you can get a little bit of storytelling from them. You know, this place used to have a king of its own, kind of like Boletaria, but we're seeing fat officials running the place, and all the miners basically serving as slaves. It would be cool to see if future areas keep up all having like some sort of connection to like Boletaria, since that is kind of, Boletaria is the core of the game, obviously. As for the rest of Stonefang Mine, I find it's a bit of a perplexing place. I know part of the intention of what they're portraying is like it's miners at work and you're kind of raiding the place. Like Boletaria is a castle that is both being assaulted, falling apart, but is still ready for you to show up, and so they treat you like anyone else that would be raiding the castle. It's not a very good response because they're disorganized and they're soul-starved men everywhere, and they're just in disarray. But you can still see it in like the design of the area. It's not easy to get through it. You have to open up a lot of passageways and slowly trek your way through it. Stonefang feels like you're entering a workplace that's like, oh, what, there's a night guy here now. Fuck. You're kind of intruding upon their workplace, which is cool as a detail, because like they're all working away as you come in. It's not like for the most part, they're not just like waiting for you to fight you. They're doing their job, and you're naturally coming into that environment. I think it helps with like making this feel like a real lived-in place. And additionally, the lower aspect, the mines, when they go from like controlled mines into kind of the bear bug area, the less, what's the word I'm looking for? The less marked out regions. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a word right now. But regions that are explored and like established and can be safely mined in. There's like a transitional section where you get into the more unkempt areas and natural caverns that it seems like the miners never managed to get a handle on due to all the bear bugs and rock worms that they were facing. And then you get into the dragon burial zone, and honestly, to talk about it, let's go to it. Since ancient times, a fire demon has been sealed in an underground temple filled with dragon bones. Deeper still lies an even larger dragon skeleton. Yeah, read that before. But I want to have the visuals of the area here to talk about as we go through it. Let's get away from this very noisy super fire. Oh, why is the audio popping like that? Don't do that. Don't be doing that. Okay. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about here was I was thinking about how we saw the bridge dragons in 1.1 and 1.2. The king's pets, I believe, as I don't think he has a name. The merchant, the Dregling merchant. That's what he refers to them as, the king's pets. They are not even remotely this big. These bones are... Oh, what is the audio doing? Maybe it just has something to do with the spot. Alright, I'm gonna, just for the moment while we're right here, I'm gonna turn down the sound effects a bit. I will turn that back up when we move on into new stuff. But yeah, these bones are massive. And maybe we'll see something. Well, actually, we did see it in the last episode. We got a sneak preview of the boss ahead, the dragon god. The giant... It's hard to even call it a dragon. It's more like a giant dragon man. But apparently that is a dragon god, or the dragon god. Maybe we'll get a little more info on that, I hope. And so these skeletons would be more equivalent to that kind of dragon creature. But what's weird to me here... Oh, is this a... Oh, this is a head. Oh, yeah, this is a head. You see the eye and the nostril there, and some of the interestingly shaped teeth. Huh. Yeah, that's like a super Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, what is interesting to me is this is referred to as a dragon burial ground, but the way that these bones here are, this doesn't feel like a proper burial. Like, it's not like these are fully covered, and they don't seem like they're in an organized path. My one guess would be maybe this place was a bigger cavern originally, and more of it looked a bit like Flame Lurker's arena here, or prison, I suppose. And these bones were kind of laid out sort of the way they would be in a museum, and that was, you know, you could question the use of the term burial ground there, but we are underground, so technically still sort of buried, just not like fully encapsulated in dirt or what have you. I don't know. I'm very curious as to why these bones are just kind of out and about like this. Maybe these were ones they were planning to bury and they hadn't got to it yet. Maybe they break them down into smaller pieces when they bury, and these were like ones they were preparing, because it's probably like a bit of a ritualistic process. Whoever these dragon worshippers are that ran this burial ground. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not, just not enough. But that would be, if I had to make up a reason, if I was responsible for giving the lore, that would be my go-to, is that this is sort of like a scuffed dragon burial ground. Like, this was a much better setup before it kind of, maybe the original cave-in is what ruined this place and made it sort of lost to time. It did say since ancient times Flamelurker was imprisoned here, I believe, so this place has existed for quite a long time. Let me see. Is there anything we can see from over this ledge? No. Is there? Oh man, I'm sorry for that staticky popping on the audio. I'm not sure why that's happening. The only setting I changed graphically was I set the game to be able to run on two multi-core instead of like a single core. But maybe that creates more problems than it helps. So you know what? Let me test that. Let me stop the recording here and switch that setting back and see if for whatever reason that is the source of the popping. So I'll be right back. Alright, well. That seemed to have worked, which is, it's a little silly. I don't know why. My guess would be that maybe the original Demon Souls is only designed to run off a single core, like on the PS3 or what have you. And running it on 2 causes like issues, just wasn't designed for that or something. I don't know. But whatever, I'm just glad it's gone. And I was hoping to do the double core because I thought maybe it would make things run better from here out. What the hell was that? That was like a hiss. Did I just hear like an enemy noise through the wall or something? I don't know. Anyways, I think I may have commented on this in the original video. These platforms look a lot like places like an audience would sit and watch, and with the Flamelurker up here in his prison, I'm not sure why it's a prison if he could just get out to fight me. But maybe this spot here was where they would prepare the bones for burial, or they would make some kind of ritual out of it. You can see broken tile on the ground as if this place did have like a full floor. And I guess it makes sense why lava's poking through, because this was covered ground before. But yeah, as for the reasoning behind these bones being everywhere, I don't have a much better theory than that, to be honest. The idea that this was a much more sprawling and like well-established structure at some point. It does look like the miners made it here through this path, but I wonder, I mean, you do see some human bodies down here. I guess we just don't know how actually old these are, because these could be pre the cave's collapse, or they could be post. They could be very recent, like some demon slayers coming down here and somehow dying before they made it to Flamelurker. There are some dead bodies in this room as well. But again, I kind of can't say if those are, if they died to Flame Lurker or if they died by some other means. He does have like a blood splatter on him, right? That could be like dirt or mud or something. I mean, it looks like blood. And he doesn't look like that old of a corpse, that's for sure. I don't know. I don't think I can say confidently. And I also don't think that like that level of consideration was put into most corpses, especially with the very limited corpse models they had for this game. If you remember, we saw male corpse models for the wife and daughter of stock coward Thomas, and that could be intentional storytelling of like it wasn't actually them, it was just someone that had their items, but given that one person had like a full outfit that the wife was probably wearing, it seems unlikely. But anyways, that's a side tangent of its own. Man, I really wish I could kind of hit something on this whole Flame Lurker prison thing. Hold on one second, he's trying to eat plastic again. You have food, my guy. You don't need any plastic. I just filled your food bowl. It's bad for you. You get enough microplastics, you don't need any macroplastics. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I wish there was like, maybe something we'll get in the Dragon God boss room will be indicative of why things are the way they are here. The only thing I can see is that like Flame Lurker was a demon that was like captured in honor, possibly, of the Dragon God. But the Dragon God room is going to have some interesting implications on its own of what its purpose is here and what it being here means. Because this room ahead, this is a weird room, and we might have to do some storytelling for the game in the process, like trying to figure out what is up with this this boss room. But thankfully this is a pretty low stakes fight, so we should have an easy time looking at things and talking about things, although I still may kill him before talking about certain things, just to both quiet down the arena and be able to roam it freely. But anyways, let's face the Dragon God. Still shatters the frame rate. Ooh, and he's flickering in and out. Okay. Are we done, big guy? You made your noise? Good, good. Okay, so on this side, this is where we got the Dragon Bone Smasher. Now, I don't think he can see us at all in this spot, so we have a pretty good chance to freely take a look at what we can see. Other than, of course, that item over there that we cannot reach yet. Now again, we kind of have these walkways here that, while they could just be like walkways for moving around him, this could also be like an audience chamber of some kind. I don't know if this creature is all about people worshipping him, or if it's just like, if this is like a Godzilla thing, where this is just basically a cornered animal. Because he attacked me immediately, but maybe he's smart enough to recognize me as a demon slayer. I don't know. Or maybe this is a demon. Maybe he's just soul starved. Maybe this was more of a typical dragon originally, and it became a demon, kind of the same way that we've seen humans that became demons through various means. His design it's pretty neat. Like I said, it's not very dragon. We can see his little toes in the lava down there. He actually has an opposable, I don't know what it's called on the foot. I don't know if it's called an opposable thumb, but he has like the kind of feet like a chimp would have, I think. That's kind of interesting. Very armored body. He does have big wings. Big enough that even though, real life would be physically impossible, I'm sure in this universe he can fly. Although he's down here. No room to fly, and that is something that's interesting about this place. The fact that this feels more like a prison than it does a home. One thing I'm seeing is this sliver up top. I don't know if that's just a dark texture, or if that's like supposed to represent like the cave. Hey, stop it. No, you don't need to go up there. Sorry, this is one misbehaving kitty cat today. He does not want to chillax. But yeah, I don't know if that's like a pathway for air, a pathway for him to fly out of. I don't know if he can fit through that. It's kind of, I see his wing clipping through the ceiling. It's probably just unintentional, but I don't know, maybe from a different angle we'll be able to tell a bit better what that is. But my guess would be like maybe that's a sliver or like a little thin ravine that goes up to the surface at the very least. Because I've always thought of this as more of a prison. As much as this seems like an audience chamber or like... I mean, it very well could be a place of worship for this being, this, what is basically the closest thing we've fought so far to like a god. And he very well could be here not by choice. Like, kind of like Flame Lurker was in prison. This could be like a prison of the dragon gods, and they're worshipping him against his will. Maybe that's why he's so fed up. This place does have some destruction in it, so maybe at some point he got sick and tired of it and started just smashing the place up, just breaking shit down. I mean, we're gonna see a lot of wreckage. Another thing we can see that I think supports the theory of what this place is used for is we can see one up there. There's that blue device, some kind of magically operated. I mean, that's a harpoon. That's a big ass harpoon, and it's just pointed at him. Which is weird. That's something that might lead you to. Oh my god, he got another piece of plastic. It was unbelievable. Bro, you are a cat, not a plastic disposal machine. Stop eating plastic. How am I supposed to baby-proof this house? You're such a little brat. Okay. No more plastic in the area. Should be fine. But yes, these harpoons, it kind of feels like a, what's the word, a backup plan? Or an insurance policy, I suppose, for a fun way to put it. Because this is a dangerous, super powerful creature, even if it's not, like, really a god. The people that either did things that led to its capture here, or found it trapped here. That's another possibility, is that something Dragon God did trapped him here. Now, something that's kind of interesting as well is that we saw him in the tutorial. And well, after we beat the tutorial, we got to come to an early area with him where he marked us. He absolutely obliterated us. And this room is not the same room as that. Now, I don't know if that's like very intentional on the dev's part or if that's a big oversight. Because it looks like on the other side there is something similar to where we were. But if you remember, in the area we first met Dragon God in, it looked like it was outside. And so, what that was, it's hard to say. That's why I think this may not be like a true deity. It might just be regarded as a dragon god, and that there might actually be multiple of these things. And we met a different one coming out of the tutorial. They're just very powerful, like maybe very ancient dragons. But that's most of the theories I have about this. He's got 8 eyes. He's got 4. He's got 4 sets of eyes. And Big Maul. He kind of has like a not a xenomorph head. Well, it does kind of remind me of a xenomorph head in some ways. I don't know. It's reminding me of some alien race that I'm forgetting from like another franchise. And I think he does have a tail as well. We might be able to see it easier from a different position, but it's definitely not from up here, at the very least. Very armored. Like a big fancy exoskeleton. It just strikes me as odd that he's like bipedal. It's very weird. That's why I think this is like more of a mutation, like a result of the consumption of souls or something like that. I don't know. I just can't imagine why this would be like the ultimate dragon form in this universe. And like again, maybe he's mistaken for a dragon god. Maybe this is a big creature that resembles a dragon in a lot of ways, but is no such thing. I hear people hollering outside, so I hope that's not caught too much. Maybe he doesn't have a tail. I thought he did. Maybe I just really can't see it from this angle, but I really thought he had one. Maybe it goes up higher. Maybe that's why I'm not seeing it instead of going down. Anyways, let's engage with this riveting fight. So what's up with this fight? This is a weird fight. He saw me for a second there. His eyes went red, but he didn't attack. That's because this is a stealth fight, and it's not very good, but whatever. We're just gonna deal with it. I'm not gonna... I mean, a lot of people have already torn this fight to oblivion in terms of design. But it's a really simple, at least, moment-to-moment gameplay loop here. You've got these pillars, these are your cover. He's either not got the best sight, or he's partially blind just in general, or he's a little stupid. One of those has to be the case for him to lose you in these pillars, because if he was smart, he would just... I'm sure he could just break through this pillar and like... or reach around it and like flick me and kill me. But he does not. So the process here is we're moving forward, we have to clear rubble, and we have to move from hiding point to hiding point. Right now I have the thief ring on, which I think makes it take a little longer for him to detect me. I'm not sure how well that works in this fight, but we don't really have a more beneficial ring, to be honest, so. Oh, and as one more side note, you cannot damage him with any ranged attacks in this phase, I believe, as far as I know. I don't think you can damage him with any weapon or spell or anything to your accessories. We'll see how damage is dealt, I say, looking in a certain direction. We'll see that soon enough. But let's progress through the first phase. So he sees me very quickly, then he forgets about me. Again, same thing. We've cleared the path, and now we can get to this pillar. Oh, there's his tail. There we go. A little simple dragon tail, nothing fancy. Now, these rubble piles, you can't destroy them with arrows. But there are a few spells that can break them. So spellcasters do have a bit of an easier time here. They can use the brass telescope to aim and take these out as they go. Back double. Roared twice there. I'm not sure why, but that's fine. He can do as he pleases. I picked this weapon because the running R1 is very quick, and it has a lot of reach, so I think it makes this a little easier. Alright, let's make a big run for it. Let's go all the way. He tried this much as he tried his best. I think his fist got stuck in the wall there for a second. So we can see a good view of his butt and backside there. A little bit of this, like, more blocky parts of his spine. Oh, I guess those are just broken parts of his spine from an injury of some kind? Maybe? Yeah, that's looking more like a ravine or like a hole to me. So maybe what happened is he fell down this pit and got stuck down here. Either way, could just be flavor as well. You can see some more of the room, and we can see that far place that both looks like another Flamelurker arena and looks like the place we were at the beginning of the game after the tutorial. But I don't believe it is. I would have to look at a side-by-side pic for comparison. It just feels similar, and so if people got that Dragon God Easter egg at the beginning, they might think, oh hey, that's where I was earlier. It's just like overflowed with lava now. Some more pillars over there. Are those pillars curved, or are they curving because of like the heat? Is the heat like, is there like a visual that's making this? Wait, really? Is that? Because over here, that one kind of looks straight, but over here, it looks a bit more curved. Actually, I don't think this is. Maybe this is like an effect to show, oh, the heat is making like your vision kind of curve in the distance, like it does in real life. If you're staring down the whole length of like a really hot road, like on a hot day, that kind of effect. But I think what this is this background is just a bit more 2D than it looks from here, and so at certain angles, it looks kind of funny, possibly. I don't know, the lava over there makes it look like everything over there is 3D. But that could very well be like a flat PNG. I do not have any kind of debug mode set up, so it's not something we can see, and nor is it something I want to do on this playthrough. I kind of want this playthrough to be fully from the player perspective, not using any unusual methods to see things. I accidentally picked this up while I was going through this arena earlier. To test something. This, I believe, was New Moon Grass. I think this was like a couple Oh, I put that one away. It's the white grass, like one of the much bigger value grasses. But yeah, there's one other item I also picked up down here by accident. Now this thing, this is definitely magical. That's a given. And you know what? I never noticed this. This looks a lot like the Archstone kind of swords that we see everywhere that like cross with the circle, kind of off-put circle on it. And I guess because it has those, it needs the like X shape or the X pathway on this harpoon cannon to fire it. The other thing that's interesting is that there's a figure here of some kind, just robed, maybe holding something. It's so blurry, it's really hard to tell. But maybe if the blue light goes down, we'll get a better view of it. So let's fire the first precautionary. Let's use the first piece of insurance that our old dragon god worshippers possibly left behind for us. Oh, he hates it. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts so bad. Oh, those camera angles. Crazy. Oh, he sure tried to hit me there. Oh, and he made me a perfect little set of stairs. How sweet. Okay. Oh, the whole cannon is gone. What? That's so weird. I did not realize that was what happened to this thing. Okay, he's in a bit of a different position now. He's kind of hunched over, his arm is settled on the thing because we hit, that's a bad spot to be hit, right through the upper shoulder like that. It's kind of funny that the harpoon is, I think, attached to like, or it's probably just floating there, but it looks like it's attached to the wall over there while his arm can move around pretty freely. You can see more of his wings now, a little better. And you can see he's got a little like posable thumb, so it's kind of like bat wings. Like that's like a hand up there. You can see the different fingers for the wings. So he's technically got 4 arms actually, which is kind of interesting. Interesting. I need to open a goddamn encyclopedia and find a different word for things. And look right here. It looks like he's got some kind of weird growths. Isn't that fascinating? I don't know if this is just like a part of his scales. They look a little different, I feel like, from some of the other places. You see a bit of the back of his head as well there. Maybe this is like the dragon equivalent of like a hives or a rash. Maybe it's allergy season for him and he's not doing so hot. A little recoil and pain there. You can see some upper parts of this arena that we can't get to. Wait, I don't think we can. Yeah, that's too high. But it kind of looks like more of a similar area, almost. That area up there might actually have connected to like the Flame Lurker arena, you know, positionally. So, I don't know. Maybe Flame Lurker was originally intended to be like a sacrifice to this guy. I'm not sure what the timeline is like if Flame Lurker was imprisoned before this guy or after. Not sure. Alright, let's move forward. Again, like I said, he made a nice little set of stairs here for us. Very sweet of him. See, he can be a kind guy. He's a big guy, so you know what that means? He's got a big heart. And I see it. I recognize it. This corpse is another one I looted while testing by accident. It's so innate that that's why I gotta be careful about going into areas off screen that we haven't been to yet. Is my brain is just like, oh, pick up the item. Pick up the item like you are in any Souls game, really. This was a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. So, Nothing new. Alright, as we make our way down here, we've got a lot more pillars to work with, which is nice. And this just kind of looks like more of the same. Not an audience. Well, it could be part of an audience chamber. This one leads out to like this little ledge here, so I don't know, maybe this was a place where they went and would present like maybe if they did like human offerings to him. I don't know if he eats people. He definitely likes punching them. I think the shadows are intended to be your guideline for, like, am I hidden of the pillar? I don't know if that's a perfect rule of thumb, but if it is, that's like one... That's a piece of design I can actually give a compliment here. The more clear indicator once you understand the mechanic. You know, this little, like, chin... horn? He's got, that must make like, that would make like eating miserable. I guess it's the same as kind of having like a big beard, like a big voluminous beard. But imagine like you're holding like a Subway sandwich and you're trying to take a bite of it and you stab like your thumbs that are on the underside of the sandwich because of your big stupid chin poker. Yeah, I don't know why he's like that. Something... Oh, good? Okay. Something interesting... Oh, God damn it, I did it again. Interesting. Everything is so interesting. Something actually odd to me about this fight is that the positioning of Dragon God's head and like where he's looking does not matter. I believe he will always notice you in the same amount of time when you're in a non-covered spot. So it doesn't really... That, to me, kind of takes away a bit of depth here, an opportunity to have, like, some more developed stealth mechanics. But I imagine this was already, like, hard enough in a unique fight for them to make, especially to get something this big and this loud running on the PS3. I know the PS3 version of this is infamous for anytime he moves a lot or does a big punch, it just absolutely obliterates the frame rate. It's more like he's attacking the frame rate than he's attacking you, if we're being honest. You can see this opens up here, which is why this lower ledge is not nothing. This is something they wanted to be able to go out to for some reason. We also kind of have to address the possibility that this chamber may have been built prior to Dragon God existing here. Whether it was built with him in mind in the future, and they like lured him here and trapped him here, or if they had this built for some other purpose, and he ended up here conveniently. Like a stroke of luck for these dragon lovers. And they were like, well, he's big, kind of looks like a dragon. We love dragons. Dragon God. It's just a given, right? It could be anything, really. Alright, closing in on our second insurance cannon. This last part is going to be like a straight run, so let's make it quick, let's make it clean. He's going to shoot fire at me. Very deadly fire. But thankfully, we made it out. Was there a corpse over here? No, but there was a crystal lizard. We'll see that soon enough, don't worry. More of the same view. I don't think we get any unique angles over here. I don't think anything different is visible to us. Again, same kind of figure on here that we can't really... Because of the light, I kind of can't really make out any details, if it had any on the face. It could be the Burrowing King, perhaps, if he had any hand or part in this, or if he was aware of this. I feel like he would be, This is his domain, you know. But I'm not sure if that's supported or contradicted by any item descriptions out there. But anyways, let's give Dragon God his second taste of insurance. Ooh, cross X split attack. That's gonna hurt in the morning. That's gonna hurt in the morning. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Ooh. Okay, this one it's still intact. Okay, stop yelling. Stop yelling. Duh. I can't tell a goddamn thing about that. It almost looks like a headless body with a smaller person standing on it, but I don't think that's what it's supposed to portray. It does kind of look like just an archstone in general. Oh, I kind of see it. It looks like a face wearing a helmet or like a hat, like a big, maybe one of the, it kind of looks like one of those big Pope hats, maybe? I don't know. I can't tell what it is. It's just, there's just not enough detail, but I'm gonna say that it's like a representation of the Burrow King. That's, you know what it kind of looks like to me? Hold on. I need a reticle. This might sound super silly. This looks like the head, and to me this looks like Homer Simpson. This is like his little like mouth beard thing, and that's like his mouth, and then those are the two big eyes. And then of course this looks more like a hat to me, like a big Pope hat, so it makes him look bald. This like a Homer Simpson priest. Anyways, ignore me, that was silly observation. Oh yeah, he's not doing well. Fully knelt over. What do we got here? The Master's Ring. Master's Ring. Well, he wasn't the master of staying alive, that's for sure. So it's mine now. That fool. Alright, before we talk about the rest of down here, not that there's too much to say, we're gonna get this over with, just for the sake of doing so. So, he's still dangerous here. His eyes are in perma-red state because he can see me. I just imagine he's not strong enough to do anything about it. But this fire breath is not harmless, and if I get clipped by it, it will hurt me. We need to go hit his big stupid chin. Just like that. And he comes crashing back down. Takes a little stinky breath again. Wait, while we're this close, this teeth setup. Look at this. There's a bunch of sharp teeth, and there's some like molars. There's some like flat ones here. Are these just broken, or is there an actual implication of like omnivore? Can this guy eat a salad? I don't know, but they look like molars to me. Are they molars on the other side? It looks like it. I think so. I mean, it could just been like damaged at some point, but to me, I think Dragon God likes himself a little Caesar salad every once in a while. That's my interpretation. Smack. Goodbye. God Slayer. Oh, the harpoons remain. Alright. Well, that was Dragon God. Pure Dragonstone and a Dragon Demon's Soul. Dragon Demon instead of Dragon God, so like, maybe like a false god. perhaps that's a bit of an idea there. An archdemon slain. So that is an archdemon, a special demon. I guess it just means because arch is like it's like the primary one of a thing, right? Like an archpriest versus like a priest or an archpriest. I don't know how you pronounce that actually. So like an archdemon would be like the leader of the demons in the area, or just like the king of the jungle type thing, since he's just so strong. I don't think there's anything more to see here at the moment. I think that was thorough to the level of thoroughness that we needed to be in a legendary soldier's soul. The cross split. It's funny to me that these remain. Alright, let's head back to the Nexus. That's a first, like, major step. Archdemon down. I'm sure there might be some new dialogue here. I'm gonna take a short break in a second, but let's read this soul, see if anything comes from it. Soul of the demon dragon god. Oh, okay, not much information here. Maybe if we can find someone that can make like a spell or miracle out of it, it'll give us some more lore. But it radiates a strong power. Yeah, I know. If I pop these, can I level up these 2 souls? Uh-oh. Alright, this is not going to be enough for a level up, is it? Oh, no it's not. I think it's like 66k to level up right now. Alright, before we get to talking to people, take a quick break. Alright. What do I want to check first? Oh, so many things to check. Get this off, so I can put my bow back on. My loud bow. Let's see. Yeah, I think we read that already. Nothing new there. This is the main thing, the Master's Ring. A ring made from straw rope. Damage from direct hits increase, while damage from all other attacks decrease. A ring from a faraway land known for its swordsmithing, said to be imbued with a distinct spell. You can tell it looks like a little tide. Not exactly like a rope. It says it's rope, but it's very small. It looks like those little like woven straw things that they would have on like a sun hat that you can pull to like tighten it. I don't know what those are called, or what kind of material that is. But if we have a weapon that deals non-direct hits, so I know the mace would count. So I think the mace would count. I know for sure something like a halberd would count. I don't know if the Meridian Hammer does, but basically any weapon that has like a sweet spot you hit with like the bladed part or the end of it to deal more damage. The Master's Ring gives you a big buff when you hit with that correct spot, but a debuff if you hit with like the closest part of the weapon, the more of the pull than the actual pointed in. And there's a handful of weapons it applies to, but I don't know if we have anything. I'll have to check if it works for any of our weapons, but it is a significant damage boost. It is nothing to scoff at. And then this, the Dragon God Archstone. Ah, here it is. Archstone of the Demon Dragon God. The underground shrine was made to worship as well as seal in the Dragon God. So there's a confirmation. It is basically a prison. A forced prison so that they could worship Dragon God. Not too surprising based on its design, but I'm glad that's like directly addressed and that's not just me speculating. The ancestors of the excavators revered it as a god and maintained it, I suppose, Dragon God, they maintained Dragon God well. Interesting. So excavators, I guess, would be the mining people as a whole, the scale miners. And it was their ancestors that revered it as a god, which I guess is why it's empty now. They all died out. Maybe if my theory about the collapse of like the dragon burial ground is true, then maybe that was like a big, almost extinction event for them. Or they just like, as time went on, they just kind of dissipated as a group. They just did not last for one reason or another. Alright, well that is... Well, we're not 100% done. There's one more thing we're going to go do in Stonefang. Let's talk to people first to make sure there's no new dialogue.
Thou seekest soul power, dost thou not? Then touch the demon inside me. I keep the candles lit and
Okay, that's the same.
I shall await thine return, slayer of demons.
You, Patchy?
Well, we've been long acquainted, so I'm willing to part with them.
Alright, I think that's the same.
Yeah, no, I'm complete. Aren't you?
Okay, that's also the same.
Well,
Now maybe stockpile Thomas, since he's a regular. Maybe he would have something.
Thank goodness you are safe. I was worried sick about you.
Okay.
What is the world like outside the Nexus? With brave souls like you confronting these vile demons. Perhaps it won't be long before things return to normal. At least that is what we are all praying for.
I think that is new. And Thomas, I intend to make it normal. I intend to restore order. I am a hero, after all. A hero!
Perhaps it won't be long before things return to normal. At least that is what we are all praying for.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Get this heavy-ass shit out of here. And we'll hold on to the rest.
We are indebted to you, for you fight on our behalf.
Yeah. What about you?
I can forge weapons for you, at a fair price.
Mostly the same.
Deep inside Stonefang Mine. The
Yeah,
bones of the
that's the same as well.
No interest, I can tell you.
Now, what about you, girly?
But among them,
No, okay, same. Same.
Oh, honorable one, deep within the... Will you...
I think these guys are not gonna have anything for me until I interact with the area that corresponds with any of their quest lines, basically.
Oh, fellow, a miracle. They have magician.
Yeah. You know, magicians are use magic of the demons, whatever. You know, I have a talisman that says otherwise, but I'll spare you that one, bud. I'll spare you that one. You don't have to worry about it one bit. Keep believing what you believe in. Keep that faith up. What about you?
But perhaps our age will see the rise of new heroes, such as yourself.
Huh. Oh. Same as usual. The only person I think that remaining that might actually have some new dialogue is the monumental up above.
Are you begging for a magic lesson?
Definitely not.
Besides, if I myself were captured, who...
Okay, bugger off. Let's go talk to a little bald baby. A tiny little bald boss baby. A monumentally bald baby. I assume they're bald. kind of hope they're bald. Makes them more spiritual to be bald, I believe. Hey, bald baby. Bald baby, I'm pretty good, right? Destroyed an archdemon.
Have you received assistance from the Candle Maiden?
I have.
She is a prisoner of this nexus.
Aww.
It is her duty to lull the Old One back to slumber. That is why she helps those who hunt demons. And that is why she has become a demon herself.
Whoa. I think that's new. That's interesting. Our Candle Maiden. I guess she's a manipulator of souls, like, to a degree we've not seen anyone else, so having either become a demon to achieve that, or achieving that and becoming a demon in the process of gaining that ability, that's not too surprising.
A soul is the essence with which living things comprehend the world around them. When one loses the soul, one loses the mind. And a land barren of souls is absorbed by fog and banished to the infinite darkness. The Old One is the bottomless pit of nothingness, with an insatiable appetite for the souls collected by its faithful demons.
Interesting.
The Old One's very nature cannot be fathomed by the living.
Like most gods. Okay, the Old One representing just endless consumption, insatiable hunger, and like the slow degradation of the world for what value it has until there's nothing left. There you have it. Pretty straightforward.
The Old One is the Old One.
Bottomless pit of nothingness. It wants to turn the land into a place of infinite darkness because it cares so... It has so little care for anything living and anything in existence that it'll prioritize feeding its hunger over anything else. Yeah, that is a serious problem. That is like a serious, serious problem. It's like a global warming allegory. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't think it's that. So that's most everyone, actually. I think. Yeah, that's everyone we have right now. So now we will go. We're gonna go do a thing. Firstly, we need to go die. We want to make. We just got a buff to the light of this world. Oh, the crystal lizard. We got a buff to the tendency of this world. And we want to reset that because the closer we are to dark, the better our drop chances for certain things. And before we kill some very key crystal lizards, we need to... Wow, these guys aggroed from really far. We want to have the best drop rate possible. Which is why I'm going to throw myself off this ledge like a true hero. Oh, look at this. We're so strong. Don't give me another one. I don't even need it. Just get it out of my inventory. Alright. Look, a true hero. Don't scare that crystal lizard. I'm not down there yet. He started running. I really hope he doesn't despawn. Okay. Then we go back for a second. Just so the area is made a little darker. We are going to go to the crystal lizard room. Now, something to note here, everybody. So the way crystal lizards work, they all start with 1 life, And if you fail to kill them, they fall off a ledge, or you kill them and get their item, that life is expended. Now, what was I gonna say? So what that means is once you've killed all the bosses in the world, all the crystal lizards will have 4 health, or four lives, basically. So you have 4 chances to claim those lizards. Now, something I did off screen, just to test my strategy for securing them, is that crystal lizard room that we were holding off on going to, I went and did it. I did it 3 times, even. Now, why I did that is because, one, I wanted to test out my strategy. I wanted to make sure that no matter what, I was not going to miss them with this strategy. Thankfully, it works. We're good. We do enough damage, so we'll be a-okay. And I did it 3 times to get all the materials for upgrades and stuff. And now that we've killed Dragon God, we got 1 more go at it, which is how I will be using it to show it off to you guys. So let's take a trip. Let's take a trip on our favorite rocket ship, flying down the mine. Let me go off the elevator. Nice. Okay, 2 secured. So what is this strategy, right? We have a high damage bow. Quite a very high damage bow. We have a stealth ring on. We are soul form, so we are much quieter. And we're tiptoeing. We have the thief ring on. I don't know if I mentioned that already. This is the safest strategy to get all of these. There are so many in this room, and if you go in here unprepared, you're gonna miss out. You're gonna miss out on them. So this should work. Yeah, sometimes it's not always perfect. Maybe I should have brought more arrows. I really hope this still works out. So there's one right here. There we go. Shit. Fuck. Okay, well that's already 1 fucked up. Thankfully, as long as they don't see me, it's easy to hit them a second time in their little, like, writhe on the back animation. Because we're a little bit in Dark Tendency, they actually drop, or they actually escape a little faster. Let's see if we can get this one. For now, we need to stay high so that we can avoid scaring as many as possible. And we need to just get to different angles where we'll be able to hit certain ones while staying stealthed. As stealthed as you can be in this game, but yeah. Oh, okay. Very nice. I did this perfectly 3 times, so the fact that I finally missed 1 lizard is a little annoying. What have we got here? Nice. Pure Ardstone, Pure Sharpstone. If you don't get them from a lizard, that's the one of the guaranteed pickups. I don't know if there are more guaranteed pickups, but I know about that one. That's down. I really should have brought more arrows just in case, because this is risky. I don't like that. Your turn. Got him. I think that might hit, right? Damn it. Is this gonna hit the ledge? No. Fuck. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. We're getting most of them. Ugh. Oh man, 11 arrows. We're gonna have to probably melee kill like 1 or 2 of them. Oh my goodness. Fucking game. See how hard this would be if you just like ran down here and just... Oh my god. No, don't. Oh my goodness. This game. No. I think it's possible to lock onto one of these. Oh shit. Oh. Oh my fucking god, bro. Start running again. How did I trigger you before? I guess I didn't. Alright, I think I should just go down and kill him with my weapon at this point. There's only 2 left, so fuck it. Alright. Not bad. Not a bad run. Let's get our weight up so we can actually carry everything we're about to pick up. Chunk of hardstone, very nice. Chunk of hardstone, very nice. Chunk of sharpstone, okay. It's alright. Chunk of hardstone is really what I needed a lot of, and yeah, okay, that's good. Because I need that for maxing the shield, since that's what that one uses. That was alright. I think I got better pulls a little bit while I was doing this. I did this 3 times off stream. I also feel like I missed a little less of them when I did it myself, but that was pretty smooth for the most part. And those were good. Again, it's just a lot of sharpstone, which I don't need. Sharpstone is much easier to come by. It's nice to have if I find another weapon, but... Alright, let's go back. Let's go back home. We're gonna go do 2 more crystal lizards, because there are actually 2 inside of the Dragon God Arena. And those ones... Okay, remember how I said, like... I think I mentioned this. For the quality weapons I have, the Claymore and the Longsword. These require pure clearstone to be maxed. Pure clearstone is a pain in the ass. We're going to get 1 for free while playing the game and doing a quest line, which is great. That means we can guarantee 1 of these weapons being maxed. Here's the problem. The only other one we can get is at a... There's a chance we can get it in the Dragon God Arena. But it's not even remotely guaranteed, which is very annoying. Very hate that. I think I may have already expressed that, but just, again, just pisses me off. I don't like that. But we're gonna
Thank God I was...
take our chances. Put this away, 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 put this away. Put this away, put this away. Alright.
We are in.
And as you can see, I've maxed out on these two, so I just gotta drop them. There's no point in keeping more, especially of these lower tier ones, because there's really not too many more weapons I'm going to upgrade in this run. And that's not enough for the shield, right? Yeah, I need... The regular hardstone shards are easy peasy. The chunk of hardstone, those two, I'm gonna figure out how I get my hands on those.
No interest, eh? I can tell you're not gonna last long here.
Yeah, shut up, bro. Shut up. Okay. Back to the Flame Lurker Archstone. This will be the easiest one for us to go for. From this to get these two crystal lizards. Alright. I think we saw one in the when I peeked into this in the previous episode. Oh, don't crackle audio. Don't crackle. The Dragon God is gone. It should be chill here. Stop. Oh my ear. Oh, stop. Okay, I don't know why that's breaking. Okay. Very frustrating thing to deal with, but I think it's mostly over. Alright, go. You! Come here! Well, it's good for the shield. We've got like one more chance to get some pure clear stone, and it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, is it? We're only gonna get to max one of the quality weapons, so I just feel it in my gut. We would have a slightly better drop chance if this area was actually pure black tendency, but it's fine. We really only need to max one of them, in truth. Come here. God damn it. Okay, well, there it is. That's that. Those were our chances at pure clear stone. As far as I know, it only comes from the crystal lizards in this arena. So that is their last life as well. I believe I used up all three of the others. I might double check one time just to be sure, but I'm pretty confident we're only going to get to max one. And that means I need to decide if I want to max the Claymore, which will be overall better for DPS, but it's a much heavier weapon, or if I just want to max the longsword as a like classic knight weapon. And I'm leaning towards the longsword just because it's fun to use like the kind of classic hero's weapon, even though it's not like the actual most used weapon in medieval times. That would be like a spear. But it's, I don't know, it's just very hero's journey. It's a very classic thing. Let's go here real quick. Let's max out our shield because we can. Another crystal lizard over here. Hey, I don't even need to buy a hardstone now. That was what I was literally about to do with this guy. Hey, buddy.
If it be a blacksmith.
Can you max out my shield? Thank you. There we go. That's a good shield. I'm so sad that we're not gonna get to... I really wanted to max both these because the Claymore is fun. It has a unique moveset. Oh my god, can this crackling? Oh my goodness. I can't. I don't know why it's so bad right now. Let me just see if it's something weird going on. I don't know. Hey,
If it be a black stone,
now that I have the big one, do you have anything new to say?
the highest grade of all is a pure ore that shine. The highest grade of
Okay, never mind.
dope.
Oh my god, it's happening again. Okay, I just need to get out of these areas with the crazy, loud ambient noises. Oh, get me out of here, get me out of here. Oh, no, not you. Just get me out. Get me out. Not only is it, I hate that it ends up in the video, I hate it in my ear. I hate the crackling in my ear. It is like sandpaper on my ear. But, that is Stonefang. That is Stonefang Mine.
Thank goodness, Yerk. I was worried.
It's not like the craziest, coolest area, in my opinion. But, at the very least,
We are indebted to you, for you fight on our behalf.
it's done with. It's done with, and I think we covered a lot of the interesting things in it. Sure, we missed out on part 2 with Scurver. A little annoying, but we'll live. We'll live. So what I'm debating right now, and this is something I'll have decided by the end of the next episode, or the beginning of the next episode, because it'll be the main effector of what we do next episode. So we've defeated an archdemon. That means that fog that we saw right after Tower Knight is now, we can now surpass that. I suppose like the demon population has been cold enough, is the idea, or cold enough of like a great power that like it has dulled the gray fog that has snuck its way into Boletaria. That, or it could be the doing of another being in there. We'll have to see. There might be some implications about it one way or another. Not sure, but we'll see. But anyways, my point is, the quest line that leads us to getting our pure clearstone is one we can complete in 1-3 without finishing the area as well. So what next episode might be, either we'll be starting 3-1 and we'll just be going on kind of as normal, or we're going to take a little detour into 1-3, do only what we need to reach the point of completing the quest in mind. Well, not complete, it's not the end of the quest, but it's the stage of the quest where you get rewarded with a pure clearstone. Because I would like to be able to use our quality weapon, our straight sword, throughout these areas. Because if we do all this first, and then we go back here to finish off, we'll only really get to use it for the finale of the game. And, I don't know, it's fun. I like using the longsword. And I like the quality build, and that's why I'm kind of conflicted. Like, the main reason I wouldn't want to do this is because it's going to make it feel a bit out of order, because we're going to be heading into, like, what feels more like the finale run-up of the game. 1-3 is not the last area of World 1, 1-4 is, but 1-3 is still, like, it's a huge spike in difficulty since you have to defeat an archdemon to get there. So it's going to seem, going from the Tower Knight area to it is going to seem like a massive, massive, massive jump. But I very well may do it just for the sake of the weapon, then we'll pull out and we'll come back to that area later. But anyways, I think that's good. I didn't think I was going to get that much time out of Dragon God and those crystal lizards, but that was quite a bit to talk about. And there's some interesting stuff with Dragon God, and we actually got theories and speculation confirmed by the Archstone description. So that's cool. You know, I feel like I don't feel like that doesn't happen very often. But anyways, thank you for joining again. Next, either way, whichever way we go, we'll be moving on to an area, one of two areas that I'm very fond of. 1-3, a sneak preview of like probably one of my favorite areas. I don't know that I'd say it was my favorite area of the game, but it's a strong contender. And then 3-1, we're gonna get into an area that I'm gonna have a lot of fun talking about World 3 as a whole as we move through it. It's a very interesting world, both in like what is implied by it and what we get to see in there. So I'm excited to get into it. And I would be happy to hit 1-3, or at least get like the first half of 1-3 as like kind of a preview of things to come. We're definitely tough enough to handle. We're very strong. That's no doubt. And I'll probably have a few more levels even next time you see me. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you all next time.